Hey guys, I hope you're having a great day today, being as it's Friday. Thank God it's Friday. I had one of my subscribers suggest a topic to me the other day, so I thought I would go ahead and do it. So basically, her name is Diva Jefferson. She's a wonderful, wonderful reseller. She does unboxings and all kinds of stuff on her channel. So if you haven't checked her out, go check her out. She's really a joy to watch. She really is. Diva Jefferson. And she's a young lady. Okay. What she was talking about was what is some new things that they brought out to work with anxiety and depression and all that. And so I decided to do a little bit of research. I would like to do more now since I came up with some, but we'll see. However, this was interesting to me. And you know me, I have to write notes, okay? And a lot of my notes will come from Psych Central, because Psych Central has a lot of information if you have anxiety, depression, bipolar, whatever. If you have not been to Psych Central, you need to check it out. There's even a forum on there where you can talk with other people, and and you'll see there's so many people that are just like us that have anxiety or depression or whatever. And yeah, just getting on there when I had my real bad breakdown several years ago, that is what brought me back. It helped to bring me back. And I had decided to go on there for a while and talk with the people just like they did with me, because they're just forums. You text something, you answer questions for them if you know the answer or what have you. They always have wonderful information about anxiety and depression and ways to battle it and what have you. But this is new, and I have not even heard of this, okay? This is called virtual therapy, or VR. It's actually called virtual reality therapy. It is virtual therapy, or virtual VR. What they do is they put people in a controlled virtual environment that's used to stimulate anxiety-provoking situations. Now, in my theory, I would not do this unless I had already got some help from my doctor or seen somebody. I don't know, it kind of sounds like it's probably a good thing, but I would think that you would have to be kind of stabilized if you have real bad panic anxiety. But anyway, it's supposed to help you to gradually face your fears in a safe place. And that, like I said, I don't see how that can work, okay? And I guess because the anxiety I had, I didn't even know why I was being anxious. I mean, granted, for years and years, I was in a domestic violence situation, but this was years afterwards that I even got anxiety. And my psychiatrist told me it was from, those years, but whatever, let's see, what else did I see here? Oh, and they were saying that there's an 80-20 rule about anxiety and depression. They're saying it's likely that a significant portion, about 80% of your stress and anxiety, originates from 20% of your stressors. And I agree with that, because doing all the research I have done in the past, it did say, it did say that your little everyday stressors just kind of build up. They kind of build up and build up and build up and build up, and some people just get a panic attack, get an anxiety attack, don't even know why they did it. Like me, I had no idea. That day that this happened to me was my birthday, and I had never, the day before I was feeling fine. But anyway, it could be work pressures, financial worries, worries about your relationship, or even a health concern that could set off anxiety, depression, etc. And also, this was taught to me in the beginning when I seen a psychiatrist. He said, do not stay at home unless you are bedbound, because staying at home for an extended period of time can aggravate anybody who has anxiety or is prone to it. It causes you to become irritable, anxious, and you're spending too much time alone. It can allow anxious thoughts to run wild and increase likelihood of negative emotions taking over. And I guess that sounds about right, because if you're at home and a lot of people, I don't know what it is, a lot of people keep their houses so dark. They keep their curtains drawn, they keep no lights on in the house. Oh, excuse me, guys. I slept last night, believe it or not. But anyway, they have even done, and I haven't done the research on this yet, but they have even done light therapy for some people who have anxiety and depression and all that. It doesn't mean it's going to cure it, but it means if you're susceptible to it, you may get anxiety or depression just being in a dark room, all the time, every day, blah, 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 curtains drawn, nobody to talk to unless they're on the phone, I watch Grace and Frankie a lot. It used to be a sitcom, sort of, and I bought all their videos. And she said one time that, just sitting at home by yourself and being on the computer, that's not the same thing. And it's not. It's not the same thing. Even if you just go take a walk around the block, you just have to be careful wherever you go, whatever you do. But walking, I found, was great for me with my anxiety. I have a problem walking now as I'm 67. I'm not that old, but I've had injuries. And so I have trouble walking really anywhere further than a block. But I've been forcing myself to walk around the block because I need to. Not just to lose more weight, because I've done great with my weight loss. I'm happy. But it's good for your mind. It is good for your mind. It also helps you think about things in a more constructive manner. This is my opinion. I'm not a doctor, not a nurse. My disclaimer. But, yeah. So, a lot of people think, oh, I gotta go, I have to go to the gym. I've got to get to a gym and do treadmill and blah, blah, blah. No. You don't have to. Yeah, unless you want to. Yeah. Because you can walk. You can even walk around your house. They showed a lady on the news not too long ago she couldn't get out to walk. So she walked around her house. Oh. She would walk to the kitchen, the bathroom, come back, walk to the kitchen, the bath. And she had a little monitor that she wore, a little step thing. And she worked herself up to steps. And then she worked herself up to getting outside for a block. And then it was 4 blocks. And, so walking is one of the best things for feeling better about yourself and taking your mind off crap you don't need to be worrying about anyway. A lot of us worry too damn much. We really do. I'm one of them. I worry constantly. Even before I lost both my daughters, I was a worrywart. I worried about everything. Every kid, everything. I mean, you have to worry about your kids, don't get me wrong, because the world's crazy. But anyway, I don't want to get off track here. But there's not a single cure, they say, for anxiety. It's a range of effective therapies. But isolating yourself can make your symptoms much, much worse. And you know, a lot of people are isolating themselves even more since 2021. And I was one of them, yeah. And I started getting anxiety building up again. I said, oh, hell no. They also have what's called CBJ. It's cognitive behavioral therapy. Let me tell you my theory on therapy. Now remember, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a counselor, I'm nothing but a person. But they have always tried to put me in therapy without medication and with medication. It did not seem to help me. Now, it does help some people from what I hear. But for me, it was, no, that didn't do nothing for my anxiety. But they do that, and then they have, it's CBT, not CBJ. Duh, can't read my own writing. CBT is a form of psychotherapy. It helps people identify and change negative thought patterns and behavior that make anxiety worse. And see, that's the thing. I found that out with me. I was making anxiety worse. I couldn't even go in the store and shop for a long time. I would sit in the car and wait for Bert to go in. I'd give him a list. And, you know, of course, back then I didn't know he already had dementia. It was just a slow process. And I knew he would forget a lot, but I didn't even think of dementia. And, but he would forget half the stuff, that I sent him in for, even if I sent him in with a list. So, I don't know. But yeah, I made my anxiety worse by just sitting at home, not doing nothing, watching TV. Then I started making jewelry, and I started doing other things. And as I got older and I couldn't walk too much anymore, I kept making my jewelry, but then I started doing eBay, and I started full-time, because I used to do eBay part-time while I worked, because I enjoyed it. Believe it or not, it was really nice back in the day. A lot of people ask how the SNRs and SNRISs work. SSRIs are medication that they try to give people who have anxiety as a first thing that they give them. And it works for some people, and for some people it don't. My sister-in-law was on it she was on Paxil, which is also an SSRI, I believe. And she was on it for years and years. It helped her great. Then as she got older, they had to add something. Then they had to take her off that and put her on a different SSRI. Okay, so I'm not sure why that was, but it wasn't working. What the SSRIs are is serotonin and norepinephrine, and you have that in your brain, and it can help regulate your moods and alleviate your symptoms. But like I said, I'm not a doctor, and it's better to go to the doctor and get evaluated, because you never know. It could be something totally different that's wrong with you. Now, the benzodiazepines like Xanax and all that stuff, they are tranquilizers, and they can provide fast relief from anxiety. But the problem is, we've had so many people abuse them, and we've had so many people abuse a lot of the mental health drugs, that they don't want to give them out no more. It's like they're really hesitant to do that because the doctors are scared they're going to get in trouble, or I don't know what it is. But sometimes they will give out like 2 weeks and then see how you're doing, and that didn't work for me. I've been on them for 20 years, but I'm on the lowest dose, okay? The lowest dose. But I've always had a fight for my anxiety medication in the last 20 years. Yeah. So sometimes it brought me to tears. I think I told you guys about that. And they can be addictive, especially when you abuse them, So they prefer not to subscribe them long term. Let's see, what else was it? Now, Boosterone, I have used Boosterone before. That's when they wouldn't give me my alprazolam. I think I was in Georgia. And it worked, but not as well. I mean, I was still getting anxiety and panic attacks. But it does work. Or it did for me. This is the thing I didn't get on the new information, is that some doctors are giving out beta blockers and antidepressants for other medicines. In other words, they're using them off-label, like supposedly they help rather than benzodiazepines. I don't know about that, but I don't know. Beta blockers and stuff like that kind of, I don't know. I really think that what we need to have a medicine that is for panic attacks, for anxiety, for, I know everybody's scientists trying to develop different medicines, like for my son Mark, who has seizures. He's used so many different medicines, still has seizures. So, I don't know, maybe we ought to be thankful for what we have around, and I think that people who have panic and anxiety, it's no shaming going to see a psychiatrist. Even if you don't want to keep going, it might help once or twice to just have somebody to vent to, But this virtual reality therapy, that really caught my eye because, I don't know, I heard so many things about, those little cameras that the kids used to put on their eyes. They probably still do, and play games with them or something. I didn't really like that, but my adopted son wanted one, so I got him one. But, I don't know. Let me know what you think about that. Having a new technology for anxiety that is virtual reality therapy. And what it does is cause anxiety-provoking situations, and it's supposed to help you to gradually face your fears in a safe place. Let me know what you think about that, because I think that would I don't know. To me, my opinion is it would probably make me worse, especially at first. I mean, I would need something to go with virtual reality therapy. But anyway, I'm going to find out some more about it for you. I just wanted to get on here, give you all the video, and touch base with you on this, because I don't think that we've ever talked about virtual reality therapy. I never heard of it. But I love all you guys. Have a wonderful weekend. On my other channel, we have some resellers. They are going to be doing a collab of different boxes that they're opening, and they're going to compare 2 different boxes from 2 different companies. And I think there's 9 or 10 of them doing it. And y'all need to go see them because they are great. And I can't wait to see what they get in their box and how they judge which box was the best. So I love y'all. Take care. Be safe.